How did your team do on draft weekend in Detroit?
The Chicago Bears, one of the small handful of teams that I gave an A+. And
Wow.
really, I mean, how could you not, though?
With the 2024 NFL Draft now in the books, it's time for us to put on our teacher caps and assign our final draft grades for all 32 teams. Arizona Cardinals, A. The Cardinals got the best prospects in this class in Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 4 overall, and that alone makes for a high draft grade. Darius Robinson was a reach at number 27, but he does address Arizona's need for pass rushing depth. Loved how Monty Austin-Fort loaded up on defensive backs, and Florida State running back Trey Benson should be a multi-time 1,000-yard rusher in that Arizona offense. Atlanta Falcons, C-. We do not understand taking Michael Penix Jr. at number 8 overall when you just gave Kirk Cousins $100 million in guarantees. Rook Orororo was also a reach at 35. Braylon Trice was a nice value pick in round 3, but he is far from a finished product and might not see much playing time as a rookie. Baltimore Ravens, A-. Nate Wiggins is a boomer bust prospect, so the Ravens ought to hope that they hit the jackpot with the Clemson corner. With Ronnie Stanley an annual injury risk, the Ravens pulled off a coup by getting Washington offensive tackle Roger Rosengarten in round 2. No clue how Iowa State corner TJ Tampa fell to Baltimore in the number 130 spot, and North Carolina receiver Devontae Walker could serve as the speedy deep threat Lamar Jackson has longed for. Buffalo Bills, C+. The Bills handed Xavier Worthy to the rival Chiefs on a silver platter and settled on another boomer bust guy, Keon Coleman, with the number 33 pick after trading down twice. Our favorite pick for Buffalo was Utah corner Cole Bishop, who should get every chance to start given the turnover in the Bills secondary. But why use late-round picks on running back Ray Davis and center Cedric Van Pren Granger when you already have James Cook and Mitch Morse? What a weird choice. Carolina Panthers, B+. First-year GM Dan Morgan traded up into the number 32 spot to select South Carolina wideout Xavier Legette before taking Texas RB Jonathan Brooks. Speaking of Longhorns, tight end Jatavian Sanders was a home run grab in the 101st spot. That is 3 new shiny toys for Bryce Young. Chicago Bears, A+. Chicago GM Ryan Poles got his new franchise QB at number 1 overall in Caleb Williams. Hey, thanks Carolina. And a future All-Pro receiver in Washington's Rome Odunze with the number 9 pick. Yale offensive tackle and third-round pick Karan Amagaji allowed just 1 sack and 860 offensive snaps over his last 3 years per PFF. He's a work in progress, but the high upside is most certainly there. Cincinnati Bengals, C. Stunned to see Cincy take boomer bust tackle Amarius Mims in round 1, considering that they have veteran mainstays Trent Brown and Orlando at the OT positions. With T. Higgins on borrowed time in Cincy, we like the pick of Alabama wideout Jermaine Burton in round 3. Defensive tackle Chris Jenkins and McKinley Jackson are good run defenders, but who's gonna rush the QB off the edge, especially if Trey Hendrickson's trade request is denied? Cleveland Browns, C+. The Browns had limited draft capital because of the Deshaun Watson and Jerry Jeudy trades, so we can't exactly criticize GM Andrew Berry too much here. We love the Michael Hall Jr. pick around 2. He should solidify the depth on one of football's most imposing defensive lines. Michigan guard Zach Zinter was a good find in round 3, especially considering that the Browns have done a masterful job in developing their linemen. Dallas Cowboys, A. Jerry Jones got himself 2 potential long-term cornerstones on the O-line in Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe. Dallas needed defensive line depth too, and second-round pick Marshawn Nealand out of Western Michigan has the physical tools to be a star in this league. Might he be the running mate Micah Parsons has needed off the edge for a while now? Who knows? Denver Broncos, A-. Debate all you want if Bo Nix was a reach at number 12 or not, but Denver needed a QB, and Nix is fortunate to have landed with one of the all-time great offensive-minded head coaches in Sean Payton. Utah linebacker and third-round pick Jonah Ellis should be a day-1 starter, and snagging Nix's Oregon teammate Troy Franklin at number 102 overall was another coup. Detroit Lions, B-. Detroit gets a B- here strictly because they moved up to 24 and got the best prospect in this year's class in Alabama's Terrion Arnold. Corner was Detroit's main weakness, but Arnold will most certainly shore that up and emerge as a top-flight cover man in short time. That said, we were surprised that they doubled down at corner by taking Ennis Rakestraw Jr. in round 2. And with O-line being their main strength, why reach for Giovanni Manu in round 4? Literally, nobody saw that one coming. Green Bay Packers, A-. The Packers reached a bit for Jordan Morgan with the number 25 pick, but they did have to take an offensive tackle there. So we're not allowed to harp on that pick too much. Green Bay did get 2 great value picks on defense with second-round selections Edgerrin Cooper and Javon Bullard, arguably the top all-around safety in this class. We were surprised that they used the number 88 pick on Marshawn Lloyd since RB depth isn't really an issue. But the Packers' top 3 picks made for a mostly tidy piece of work by GM Brian Gutekunst. Houston Texans, A. Houston lacked a first-round pick because of the savvy trade-up for Will Anderson Jr. at number 3 overall. Yet, GM Nick Caserio still put together a rock-solid weekend of work in Motor City. Georgia corner Kamari Lassiter and USC safety Caden Bullock have superb cover skills and could both emerge as quality day one starters. Offensive tackle isn't a pressing need, but Notre Dame's Blake Fisher was a fantastic value pick at number 59. Indianapolis Colts, A+. Laiatu Latu might be the best pass rusher to come out of this draft, and Indy somehow got him at number 15. Adonai Mitchell was supposed to be a first-round pick, yet he slipped all the way down to the Colts at number 52. So now we are just obsessed with the idea of Anthony Richardson throwing to Mitchell, Michael Pittman Jr., and Josh Downs. Oh yeah, and I guess that Jonathan Taylor guy is pretty good too. Jacksonville Jaguars, B+. Despite trading down to number 23, the Jaguars got great value with the pickup of LSU wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. He should be a nice weapon for Trevor Lawrence, but cornerback was a far greater need here. But the Jags may have found a hidden gem here in Florida State's Jerrion Jones, whom they took at 96. And second-round pick Mason Smith out of LSU could be a rock-solid starter on a ferocious Jaguars front seven. Kansas City Chiefs, A. The Chiefs traded up to select Texas speedster Xavier Worthy, 28th overall. He's going to be another boomer bust guy, but KC is the best possible landing spot for the lightning-quick speedster. BYU offensive tackle Kingsley Sewell-Matea has some issues to clean up in pass blocking, but don't be shocked if he ends up starting in Donovan Smith's place at tackle. And getting TCU tight end Jared Wiley was a fascinating pick at number 131. Might this be Travis Kelce's successor? Las Vegas Raiders, A. In round 1, Vegas took a can't-miss tight end in Georgia's Brock Bowers. GM Tom Telesco struck gold when he got Oregon center Jackson Powers Johnson at number 44, considering that he was supposed to be a day 1 pick. Seeing how well the Raiders have developed their day 2 and 3 picks at corner, we're also high on the DeCamerion Richardson pick at 112. Los Angeles Chargers, A. If Joe Alt comes as advertised, Justin Herbert has his next blindside protector for the rest of his prime years. For those who wanted the Bolts to take a receiver at number 5, hopefully you were thrilled with the Ladd McConkey pick at number 34. And pardon us for loving Brendan Rice in the 7th round. Great value pick, and hopefully Jerry's son there hits his ceiling. Los Angeles Rams, A+. You don't replace Aaron Donald, but using your 2 first picks on high upside defensive linemen and Jared Verse and Braden Fisk is one way of minimizing that damage. Loved the Blake Corum pick in round 3. A Corum-Kyron Williams rushing duo should terrify the rest of the league. And how in the world did Miami safety Cameron Kinchins fall to them at 99? Miami Dolphins, C+. Pass rush was Miami's main need, so we have no complaints about taking Chop Robinson in round 1. And snagging Houston offensive tackle Patrick Paul in round 2 ought to put a smile on the face of Tua Tagovailoa. The rest of the draft, however, left a lot to be desired. Minnesota Vikings, A. Minnesota got its quarterback of the future in J.J. McCarthy at number 10 overall. They traded up to get Dallas Turner, the best edge rusher in this draft, at 17 overall. Call it aggressive if you want, but both those men could be franchise cornerstone pieces. Oregon corner Kyrie Jackson should vie for the starting job on Brian Flores' defense, too. New England Patriots, B. The Pats are right to take Drake May at number 3 overall. He's got plenty to work on, but you have to roll the dice on the game's most important position. The Caden Wallace and Leighton Robinson pick surprised us since, well, the Pats already have enough depth on the O-line. Joe Milton is a fun prospect, but why take him in round 6 when you already have May, Jacoby Brissett, and Bailey Zappi at QB? That was a head-scratcher. New Orleans Saints, A+. Talisa Fuaga shores up the Saints' dire need for a nasty pass blocker up front. That was one of our favorite picks in terms of value and fit. The Saints then snagged Alabama corner Kool-Aid McKinstry at number 41 overall. If he comes as advertised, well, McKinstry and Lattimore could be the league's best cornerback duo for the foreseeable future. And we absolutely loved the Spencer Rattler pick. Heck, why not take a flyer in round 5 on a QB with high upside? New York Giants, A. We kind of wanted the Giants to take J.J. McCarthy at number 6, but there's no issue in taking an explosive weapon in Malik Neighbors at number 6. The Giants have lacked all-pro playmakers for a while, and Neighbors will produce immediately. Safety Tyler Nubin and corner Andrew Phillips should see plenty of playing time as rookies. Nubin could slot in as the Giants' next star safety following the departure of Xavier McKinney. New York Jets, B. Penn State offensive tackle Olu Fashanu fills a long-term organizational need, with Tyron Smith only on a 1-year deal. Malachi Corey, Braylon Allen, and Asai Davis have nice skill sets, but why would the Jets go with depth pieces on offense when they're in win-now mode with Aaron Rodgers? Now, that being said, we did love the Jordan Travis pick in round 5. He's worth taking a flyer on because, heck, who knows? Travis might just flourish as Rodgers' successor once the future Hall of Famer calls it quits. Philadelphia Eagles, A+. Philly gets an A+ because they got two of the top 3 cornerback prospects in Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Linebackers Jalix Hunt and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and receiver Johnny Wilson could all be nice quality rotational players, or heck, even starters down the road too. Pittsburgh Steelers, A+. The draft was sure fun for Pennsylvania football fans, huh? The Steelers got a future star on the O-line in Washington's Troy Fautanu and potential long-term answer at center in Zach Frazier. Michigan receiver Roman Wilson was a very savvy find in round 3. Speaking of Wilsons, NC State linebacker Peyton Wilson could be a steal at number 98. San Francisco 49ers, B. Florida wideout Ricky Pearsall was a massive reach at 31, but John Lynch did a good job the rest of the way. He found 2 promising defensive backs in Renardo Green and Malik Mustafa, who could definitely add more ball-hawking power to his defense. Third-rounder Dominic Pooney has some work to do in pass blocking, but he is an elite run blocker and could be a long-term starter for Kyle Shanahan's squad. Seattle Seahawks, B. The Hawks addressed their main weakness by getting an interior defensive lineman in Byron Murphy II. He will single-handedly improve their run D and provide ample pass rushing support for his edge guys. We loved the pickups of guard Christian Haynes and run-blocking force and tight end A.J. Barner. Seattle's prolific rushing game stands to actually get even better in 2024. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, B. Tampa is tough to grade because, well, they mostly went with talent levels instead of organizational needs. They found their replacement for Ryan Jensen at center and Graham Barton. Edge rusher Chris Braswell, safety Tyke Smith, and wideout Jalen McKillen have a lot of upside. But the Bucs are already rich at those positions, so you decide if Tampa had the right idea at the draft or not. Tennessee Titans, C. Didn't like the J.C. Latham pick at number 7. Why not a more NFL-ready guy like Troy Fautanu, Olu Fashanu, or Talisa Fuaga? Second rounder Tivandre Sweat is a risk because of his off-the-field issues, and even if he does pan out, the Titans are loaded on the defensive line and really just don't need him. Linebacker Cedric Gray was a reach in round 4, and waiting until round 6 to take a receiver was also rather surprising. Washington Commanders, A+. Washington has its hopeful franchise QB in Jaden Daniels, who was taken second right after Caleb Williams. Rookie GM Adam Peters got excellent value with the pick of Juzon Newton at number 36, too. Michigan corner Mike Sainristil is a fascinating prospect. A Swiss Army knife who's elite in coverage, but also dynamic as a run stopper and edge rusher. And how about grabbing Christian's younger brother Luke McCaffrey with the lucky pick of number 100? Overall, a great haul. But hey, which NFL team do you think had the best NFL draft? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.